Alabama with a huge recruiting win. We'll talk about the newest addition to this class, a 5-star. The Crimson Tide head to the Sweet 16 tonight against BYU. What to know there, and who could be the next possible player to commit to football. Yeah, how about a 4-star running back that could be one of the most elite backs in the entire country? We'll talk about his visit to Tuscaloosa right here on the Bama Tailgate Show. Like, subscribe, thumbs up. Thanks for being here. And let's get the party started. Roll Tide, everybody. Hey, everybody. Mick Gillespie, the Bama Tailgate Show. Great to see all of you guys. And roll Tide, wherever you might be watching today's show from. All right, let's get into this right off the bat. Bama back in the recruiting win column as Jorden Edmonds, 5-star. Yeah, I love the 5 stars. 5-star commits to Alabama. And so this is a big one, right? He's from Marietta, Sprayberry. He's a cornerback. We've been talking about him on the channel for a while. He basically said it came down to relationships and development, and it, kind of led him to Alabama. He said that even though he was from Pittsburgh, his brother was an Alabama fan, and, he moved to Atlanta in the 7th grade. He started getting into Alabama, and this is kind of like a lifelong dream for him. So Courtney Morgan, Maurice Lindquist, give those guys a lot of credit recruiting for Alabama. Obviously, this is a big win for the Crimson Tide. You get one of the most elite players in the country. He picked Alabama over Georgia, Tennessee, and some other, really anywhere, right? But he's the number 17 prospect, according to our friends at On3. They do an industry ranking. And this is a big win for Alabama in the state of Georgia. This is a guy that Georgia would have loved to have had. Now, it doesn't mean that he's definitely come to Alabama. It just means that he's committed to Alabama. And, things can change in just the blink of an eye. But this is good. It's the 4th commitment for Alabama. This is another one where I feel like one of the biggest advantages that Kalen DeBoer has is his ability to basically make relationships with parents and players. That's what obviously happened with Jorden Edmonds, another guy that felt comfortable. This is a guy who is a 5-star with 24/7 Sports, with ESPN, Rivals, 4-star, and a 4-star with On3. But when you look at the On3 industry comparison, 96 .18. So, that's, one of the elite players in the country. So pretty cool to see him commit to Alabama. He's the number 2 cornerback. And, like I said, he's the number 17 player in the country. So this is a big deal for the Crimson Tide. He's still got some development to do. Obviously anybody that's coming from high school to the the college ranks will, but this is exciting. You want to get some wins in this recruiting class, and to add a 5-star where Alabama last year, remember they had depending on what service, one of the top 3 classes in the country. They had some 5-stars, and these are the guys that you expect to get out on the field and make an impact immediately. So congratulations to him. All right, let's get into the next one. 4-star running back, and this is a guy in Crowell you got to keep a real good eye on. He is someone that Alabama desperately wants to get. He reclassified from Jackson, Alabama, to be in the 26 class. Robert Gillespie has been doing his best. Basically anything that he can do relationship wise to make Crowell feel like, hey, you got a place here. He's been to Alabama a bunch. Alabama's been down there to see him. And he's a guy that Alabama doesn't want to lose to Texas, where he'll go on a visit. Obviously Auburn, Ole Miss, other places like that. But, he feels like Alabama is a place that he fits in well. and he likes what the coaches are doing. So he's another guy to keep an eye on. This is, to me, the in-state guys are so important for Caleb DeBoer because I felt like that was one of the areas of weakness that he had last year. Got to get those in-state guys. That's what they're working on right now. And, obviously this would be a big catch. But, Adam, the Edmonds, there's some momentum now with Alabama recruiting. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us here on the Bama Tailgate Show. Finally, tonight, the Sweet 16. And this is a game for the Crimson Tide that I feel like they have been waiting for a long time. They were in Newark, New Jersey. Alabama kind of went through the regular season. Sometimes it even felt like, yeah, they're just there because they got to be there because it's not the tournament. Now it's tournament time. They turned up the heat on St. Mary's last time out, right? Alabama was in the Final Four last year. They wanted to win the national championship this year. But defensively, they're not as good as they were last year, right? 29th nationally. But I thought they played a really good defensive game against St. Mary's. They're going to need to do that again. Nate Oates talking about that, basically saying that the defense wasn't as good as last year. Even though they're a top 100 defense, and we knew, like, hard hat, go out there and make plays defensively. That's where Alabama kind of shined last year at this moment. But he's challenging these guys to play defense, right? Talking about, what it's going to take for them to win the national championship, and he knows that. BYU, who they're playing, has one of the best offenses in the country. So, I mean, you're figuring Alabama and BYU are going to get up the floor, back and forth. Two of the best 3-point percentages nationally. And then whoever wins the game's going to the Elite Eight, and they're going to play probably Duke or Arizona, right? So you're going to play two great offenses. And so for Bama, they're going to have to step up on defense to be ready to go. But like I said, I thought Alabama's last game to get to the Sweet 16 was excellent. Their third straight. St. Mary's only scored 66 points. Bama blew them out. They held them to a 34% from the floor shooting and only 3 of 14 from beyond the arc. So the defense got better last game. For Alabama to reach the goals that they're going to need to get to win the national championship, it's going to come down to defense. And this is I think of all the games that are left, this is the last game you look at, and I think Alabama's going to have a distinct advantage. You win this one, then all of a sudden you're in with the elite of the elite. Then you're going to have to get by Duke. Then to the Final Four. What can you do there? So they got to take care of business against BYU tonight, and then look at the next thing. And honestly, I like the way that this team's playing with some momentum. And I think that the Crimson Tide, I feel pretty comfortable with this game, but you got to go out there and get it done. And it's exciting, right? I mean, this is what it's all about. And if we can kind of get that Mark Sears we saw last year in the tournament, watch out. Bama could win it all. But you got to beat BYU. Then, hey, Bama, Duke, who would ever thought, like, if you get by these guys, you got to show down with Duke, because I don't think Arizona's going to beat Duke. All right. A couple things I want to tell you guys about, and let me start with our friends at New Life Art. Promo code Bama Tailgate, Sweet 16. We're going to give you 16% off anything New Life Art, newlifeart.com. Use that promo code Bama Tailgate and pimp out your man cave. And then finally, right now is the time to get to Pearl River Resort over in Philadelphia, Mississippi. You got the Azaleas and the Oaks, two great golf courses at the Dancing Rabbit Golf Course right there on their campus. You got Golden Moon and Silver Star Casino. Those are both really great places to hang out. The Timeout Sports Lounge and the spa and all the great bars. Everything you need is over at Pearl River Resort. Also, the sports book, just like in Vegas, where I just got back from. But it's only an hour and a half from Tuscaloosa. It's an easy ride, and you'll have a great time over there. So thanks for hanging out with us, guys. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. Roll Tide.
To Pearl River Resort.